Our second speaker is speaker code number 3665 with the program called Do You Even Have Hair?
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-da! Ooh, welcome to Fox News. Oh, God, no, let me try that again. Ooh, welcome to Fox News. Oh, God, okay. Ooh, welcome to... Oh, God, are we live? Oh, God, okay. Well, good evening and welcome to your evening news. Today we have, claims of discrimination faced by a hijabi woman who says she was denied a can of soda 30,000 feet in the air. Basically saying that she would use the can of soda as a weapon. Growing up, my mom always said that I had to choose a summer sport. So when I turned 12 and my mom said that she signed me up for track, she said, "Oh, honey, you'll be fine. We'll pack you a water bottle and you'll be with your brothers." But my first thought was, well, Mom, what am I going to wear? My mama checks her patient's throats and ears with her bright pink hijab tucked nicely into her white doctor coat. But the pain that never eases when I hear the voices that swirl around me and confine me, and the fingers that point my way when they look at me and they stare and they blame the hijab that has protected me from west to coast, and they ask me, do you shower with it on? Do you sleep with it on? I mean, do you even have hair? Now I know my mother was right. But the little girl in me who just wanted to fit in, God, I didn't get it. But I guess it was because I always knew that some part of my identity would constantly leave somebody perplexed. Covers her hair with a scarf, but has hair. Brown, but Muslim, but American. According to NPR, about 43% of all American Muslim women wear hijab or cover most of their body on a daily basis. However, the number of women who wanted to or already have removed their hijabs after wearing it for years is tremendous. But after violence and protests regarding the hijab erupt around the world, it's important that we recognize that wearing hijab is a choice, and it represents modesty and peace. And as someone who has been wearing hijab for the last 7 years, I've had my fair share of experiences. But the worst part for me is that I've experienced some of the worst misconceptions through this activity. An activity that prides itself in advocacy and knowledge. Because my hijab is not dangerous and should not be something that people are afraid of. So through the stories Proud by Ibtihaj Muhammad, Minaj's Muslim Makeover by The Daily Show, the poems A Symbolism of My Devotion by Aman Deer, and My Hijab is My Honor by Rahma Abdulaziz, and through articles from NPR, Harvard Business Review, and the Pew Research Center. Do you even have hair? A program dedicated to my mom and my sisters and to every single Muslim woman who feels like their story isn't heard. Because it's time we choose to listen and we choose to learn. Because that's a hijab well done. Now listen, I know the woman on the plane, I know she wasn't trying to take it over, but she was wearing a scarf. No, around her head. Now, scarf around head is way scarier than scarf around the neck. Oh, allow me to demonstrate. This right here is a standard scarf. This is good. This is not good. You know, this right here says fun. This is scary. You know, this right here says, I'm Audrey Hepburn gallivanting around the plaza. And this says, I'm here to kill Audrey Hepburn as she gallivants around the plaza. 6 inches. That's it. My first and best friend was Amy. Amy had long black hair that she always wore in 2 pigtails and big brown eyes. And sometimes before I wore the hijab, she would look at my mom and my sisters and say, Ibtihaj, do they even have hair? And I would say, you are no different from me. So stop letting religion be a barrier to degree, because yes, we may have different beliefs, but at the end of the day, we all suffer from the same grief. Now, we have a hierarchy of faith in this country. Up top, we have the evangelicals, then the Catholics, then the miscellaneous non-Muslims, Scientology, devil worship. Well, and right down here, we got the Muslims. My auntie works hard in her studio day in and day out, her silky hijab flying higher than the sky, all funky and cool. Amy and I were playing in our neighborhood playground one day when we looked up to see that our moms are finally meeting each other. Except Amy's mom wasn't talking to my mom, you know, the same way I'd seen her talk to everyone else. And Amy, she noticed too, and she said, Ibtihaj, yeah, I don't think my mom likes your mom very much. Oh, I think it's just because she's wearing the thing on her head today. I mean, come on, my mom must think, right? Does she even have hair? But the reality of that is like a bitter piece of chocolate melting away as time fades, as it erodes the values we held before, because 20th century is still marred by those who wish to keep their history books unread, unkept, and unstated. But I say we take a trip down memory lane, because there are those who fought. Are those who fought for me to be able to look the way that I do, yet here we are, fighting over a scarf covering my head, asking me, do you even have hair? I mean, why are you wearing that tablecloth on your head? I always kept my grades up in school. All of my teachers loved me. I kept a small group of friends. But God, that never mattered, did it? Because I could never walk into a room filled with people without somebody questioning why I was there. I couldn't even walk down the hallway with my best friend without somebody looking at her and saying, "Why are you even friends with her?" Because as silly as it sounds, that was the hardest thing for me to accept. Who would have thought, right? That a simple scarf could cause this much commotion. But according to a study conducted by UChicago, a survey found that 30% of all American hijabi women said that they were discriminated against in their workplaces. Because when women like Mahsa Amini lose their lives because of what they choose to wear, it's important that we recognize the broken system and not the religion. Because I stand with the woman in Iran and the right to choose, because ever since the day I wore the hijab, I was given that choice. Because this right here, this is my armor. And I have the battle scars to prove it. So don't take my silence for weakness. Because my faith and my patience, that is my uniqueness. And don't ask me, do you even have hair? Because I promise you, I do.